Hi. Hi.
Yeah, it does it all. I mean, that's hilarious.
I'll probably call you back sometime next week for 264.
Yeah, give us a call. I'll get you squeezed in. Generally, what I normally recommend, I don't know if Tom told you, I generally recommend at the very least 24 hours in advance, but if you are on like a crunch and you just kind of, it's day of and you're like, I got some time, I generally can squeeze you in if you don't mind waiting or rushing over here. Like I could do it right now if you come, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's pretty simple. But this time of year, oddly enough, we're busier than we normally are. It's been very busy. It's good. Yeah, it is good. And I think it's it all has to do with some of the economy going on.
I'm just going to walk through the museum. I was told I could come do it. I flew it Sunny Fun. And
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just be wandering around. Just.
Hey, if you want to go out to the B-17, more than welcome.
There's one out there?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just watch out for any airplanes coming and going. You can cross and go into it. Just can't sit in the cockpit seats or anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, it's pretty insane.
Hi. Excuse me. Hi. Coming to walk around. Hi, Tom.
How's it going?
Fine. I came back with my little GoPro. Gonna walk around your museum.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Enjoy.
I hear
Airplane's taxing in. You might film it.
Hi. I was told I could walk out to the B-17. I was told I could walk out to the B-17. Yeah, just don't get hit by a plane. S2, Navy, supply plane, B-17. No airplanes on the right, no airplanes on the left. I think it's safe to walk out here. It's like Stallions closing the hangar door on a T-28. That is one beautiful airplane. One beautiful airplane. Got a little R-22 helicopter, Robinson, flying overhead. It's a very fun helicopter to fly, actually. Okay, this aircraft is equipped with 4 Wright 1820 cubic inch, they're called R1800, 1800 cubic inch radial engines. And these radial engines had the benefit of using the exhaust and piping it back into a single collector and bringing it to a turbocharger. with this being the turbocharger unit that was used during World War II on the P-38 and all other aircraft that used the turbocharger. Kind of a funny design. The exhaust comes in, exit, twirls, and that turns the compressor which stands on top of it. And this right here was the actual wastegate. If this started spinning too fast and making too much boost for the engine, this lever moved and dumped some of the gas directly out the back where it would normally go. So that's what controlled the spinning of the wheel. People wonder a lot of times what this thing was for. This fed cold ram air up to cool the bearings in the turbocharger, and that's what that was about. Okay, out here on the wing we have the inlets for the coolers. You had to cool the oil, the engine oil, and the hydraulic fluid, and that was done through that, the coolers. It's all metal construction, rivets, aluminum. Here's the belly pod gun. Piece of genius in itself. It's something that you really hope that you never got assigned to, because your only entrance and exit to it was this little funny hatch here on the bottom. And so that meant that you got into this ball on the ground before you took off. And if something happened and the plane had to belly in, you had to fall out of that hole with a parachute and hope for the best before the plane got too low, because if it bellied in, you could kiss it goodbye. Okay, this baby's leaking a little bit of fluid or whatever. It might be rain. It rained earlier. You see the gear mechanisms. Let's see if this is rain or if this is avgas. Rain. It's just rain coming down the wing. So coming back towards the tail, the tail surfaces, and this was very common for a World War II aircraft. Flight controls were aluminum structures, you know, ribs and things like that, and then they were covered with fabric. This is actually right here tape, and these are the actual loops of the fabric, the thread that's going through from the top to the bottom, and then it's got tape over it, and then the whole thing is doped. But this is the elevator, is fabric, and same thing with the rudder, is fabric. Now we come back here to the tail gunner's position, another place that probably wasn't fun to be in life. And this is what the two guns would look like, hanging out a canvas bag on the back, and a Mickey Mouse sight, and not much room inside for a gunner. So another place I wouldn't want to be. So I'm going to come back out around the horizontal stabilizer and elevator, come back around the wingtip. Now the horizontal itself is aluminum and riveted. It is solid, and same as the fuselage. That'd be where a waist gunner position would be. Now I was told I could go in here, but I couldn't sit in the cockpit and play with the controls or something like that. But let's hope that I get in here and don't get in trouble. And excuse me folks here. First time I ever climbed in the back of B-17. Okay, standing right in front of the waist gunner position, and there's the tail wheel, and there's a whole retraction mechanism for it, and there's a little runway. It goes back to the tail gunner's seat, that little tiny cushion way back there in the back. So like I say, everything's pretty much tight and finished. And this here's the sign that they set up when they do air shows. So what it's about is the Menphis Belle. This is a real seat with real seat belts, real water bottles or real water bottles. And these were actually how the ammo cans were made. The ammo was stacked back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now this is 50 BMG ammunition. It then came in its actual loops, just like a M60 with the 308 or 7.62. The 50 caliber BMG fit into detachable loops like this, and that's how it was interchained. Well, once it got into the chute, those links weren't really that important anymore. So it came all the way up here to the gun, and then the bolt, when it came forward, stripped the round out of the link, and the link fell off to the side. Bullet went into the chamber, and the cartridge went to the chamber, bullet went down the barrel, and then the empty casing was ejected out the right side. So with the federal firearms being like they are, this can't be a real complete receiver, but still it looks pretty darn good. I think they did a good job of representing how it would work. This would lift up, which it does, and this is how you would lay a couple of extra rounds off on the other side, and then flap this back down, and then pull the charging handle on the other side, which is right, I don't know if you can see this charging handle, which would pull the bolt back and let go, and that would strip a round, which would then, when you pull the trigger, it would go forward and strip a round out and shoot it. Alright, we got flight control cables following along each side of the roof, and we got another 50 cal on this side. You can see the charging handle, it's much more evident over here. So once again, this would open up and you put the shells through, and then you have your things, and usually there was a little clapper here for shooting it. Got more seats for crew members to ride in, and the ball turret. Not a pretty scene for sure, not a pretty scene. See if I can step around it. This is an amazing complete setup. Absolutely amazing. There's the gear drive unit right there. Oxygen bottles, this yellow thing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, going forward now. And this compartment, I think, was the radio navigator's compartment. I think. There we have more machine gun belt. Be for the top gunner. Radio. Teletype key. Oxygen, old style oxygen regulator and mask. Ammo box. And looking aft through the windows here. And this right here, the top one says transmitter tuning unit TU7-B. It's a low frequency, 4500 8200 kilocycles. Next one's transmitter tuning unit, frequency range way lower than that, 200 to 500 kilocycles. And the next one's a transmitter tuning unit way up there, high in the frequency, the megacycles. And the next one's a transmitter tuning unit, and I can't make out the number. But anyhow, radios. This is Aeroshell 100 oil. These engines do use a lot of oil. I can vouch for that. They go through a lot of oil. And here's a photograph of the original crew of the Menphis Belle from May 17th, 1943. First unit to complete 25 combat missions. That's quite an accomplishment. Now as we step on this narrow railway here, what is below us is actually the bomb doors. This is the bomb bay of the B-17. These little things on the side are actually racks. Each one could hold up to I think a 500-pound bomb and release it electronically when called to do so. There was different situations and different setups for racks for the size of the bomb that it was carrying, and so anyhow, that was changeable. You know, each aircraft and the mission could be changed in that respect. But also look on the inside here. There should be equivalent bomb. They're missing right now, but just the way you see that there on the outside, this here would be set up on the inside. Likewise, on the outside there, you can see the bomb shackles. This inside over here would have the same bomb shackles. So you're looking at holding a whole lot of bombs in this small area. So don't think the B-17 didn't carry many bombs. Okay, sliding. See if I can slide my ass over here. Boy, it's time for a diet. Ooh, really time for a diet. There's the mechanism to drop the doors. And now we enter into the next section of the aircraft. And I'm just going to put my foot up and over this. We got two jump seats here. And from the two jump seats, in between them, you can see this